do you think anyone can become a tutor?
You need a good balance between personability and knowledge, I think, because somebody could have all the knowledge in the world, so they're like an amazing physics tutor, but if they're not able to translate those ideas in a way that your student understands, then you're not going to be a good tutor. And likewise, if you know how to speak to people but you don't have any knowledge,
Yeah,
so you need a good balance of
that's a
both.
good point. Yeah,
I think it's quite challenging. It's more challenging than people who aren't in the industry
Definitely.
sort of know.
Yeah,
Because you managing expectations, parents' expectations, giving good feedback, like valuable feedback,
knowing what to look
actually
out for.
a skill that you need to get good at doing. So you're doing a similar job to a teacher in that way.
The thing is, with what we do, it's not just doing what a teacher does, because you also have to be an admin person, you also have to be a salesperson,
Yes.
No,
you also have to be like a marketing person.
I think teachers have to do quite a lot of admin tasks.
Probably admin, but I mean in terms of like marketing, and you don't have to sell.
It's a different type of admin, isn't it? I suppose you're managing more of the financial side, whereas teachers, I mean, the head teacher's domain will be
more with that,
managing that, but you know, they're less involved with the teaching side. Whereas a tutor, you've got to manage your client base, you've got to manage feedback, you've got to manage
finances,
marketing.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider.
But then with the teachers, it's like there's a lot more regulation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah, it's a difference between being like specialized and not. Like with what we do, we have to be able to do several different things. One day you're a website developer, one day you're a photographer, one day you're, it's different.
Yeah.
But you mentioned about regulations. You mentioned regulations.
Yeah.
So one of the weird things is that there's no barrier to entry with tuition. What are your thoughts on that? Because anybody can. It's unregulated. There's no barrier. So whether you're good or not, you could say, okay, I'm going to tutor.
Part of me thinks there should be a little bit of regulation.
Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't. I thought a few, like 3 or 4 years ago, I thought, there's going to be something coming in soon. Especially when the size of the market was, what, 2 billion?
Yeah, it's about 2. I think they originally thought, so the Sutton Trust thought originally, though, it's about 6 billion.
Yeah.
But I think they've considered it an overestimate. However, I am thinking the market's a lot bigger than people think, because there's so much undeclared earnings in tuition, because for many people it's a cash business.
With the size of the market being that big, you would expect there to be some sort of regulation.
There's an underground economy going on with tuition, and that is a concern. Safeguarding's a massive thing, isn't it? Like, obviously you're dealing with children, it's childcare, yet there's no sort of mandatory regulation in place, really.
No. What do you think should be in place? I mean, some things that we think should be in place, we do anyway, just voluntarily, like
DBS
checks.
We do Ofsted, Tutors Association.
Well,
I know
I don't think that's necessarily as important, but definitely a DBS, because you're dealing with.
I think DBS is the basic, like you need to have that.
Yeah, I would have thought that would make sense as just one. Like, if they could just do one thing to improve the tutoring market, it probably would be to make it mandatory to have a DBS. Yeah. And if they made it like, with any change in regulation, you want it to be as easy as possible to do it. So I think like making it easier to do, quicker to do, and but in my experience, generally DBSs can be a little effort to get done.
Yeah. Well, you found this the other day, didn't you, when you did?
Yeah.
So what happens when you're a random person who's tutoring from your home, from your dining room table? How do you regulate that?
You can't. Like, I do think it's something that a parent can like if you're a parent,
request it, yeah.
you can say like, look, it'd be great if you could show me some like a DBS of some kind or something like that. Sometimes parents ask for things like they ask to see qualifications.
I was just going to mention that. I think that's important, not as in having a background in the subject that you teach, because we've had, like I've had it where, you know, I've had students come from elsewhere and, you know, they've been taught by people who aren't necessarily specialists, and then they've been taught something which is just totally wrong, and I'm like, no, that's not correct. that's actually wrong.
I don't know. I kind of have a... Sorry, go on.
I think having a qualification in the subject you're teaching, it just gives you've got that sort of seal of approval.
Just so you know your subject.
But then at the same time, you do get, you know, people, you know, like yourself, maybe who do extra reading on certain things and certain subjects and topics, and so that can help too.
I think, like, obviously you want to reach a high level, and so you're able to sort of teach the material that you're...
Yeah, this is what I was going to say, because I think I'm able to teach the material that I teach. Yeah, I'm not a specialist in any of the, like, I'm not a specialist in maths or in primary teaching or...
Yeah. There's certain things that I've taught that I've been uncomfortable delivering.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
But because you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
So you have to look in, say, if you're teaching like biology, not a subject I've ever been particularly fond of.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I do appreciate it, but like I've never been particularly good at it. But if I have to teach something in biology, I will do research and prepare. So I've a pretty strong understanding of what they need to know.
Yeah, but this comes back to being personable and being able to. It's not all about the knowledge. It's like, if you know what you need to know, but you're able to explain it in a way that child gets.
Yeah,
that's way more important than knowing everything about biology and not being able to communicate any of it.
True. I did, like, the personal relationship that you have with your students is critical. It's critical because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't, if they don't like you, if they just don't get on with you, they don't like the way that you explain things or anything like that, then
which does happen.
Yeah, you need to be quite skilled at quite a lot of things, I think, to be an effective tutor.
Thanks for watching this clip of the Education Lounge podcast. To watch another clip, click here or here. To watch the full episode, click here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the algorithm.
The Education Lounge podcast.